Aries, welcome to your September love and general readings. Quick announcement, I just set up an Instagram account. It's Jane International. Nothing super exciting up there yet, but if you feel like following, I'd love to have you as I embark upon a new journey for myself in terms of traveling and everything over the next 6 months or so. So let's get started. Enough about me, let's talk about you. Aries, love reading for September 2016. Okay. Okay, so a lot of the signs this month, and I am kind of just lumping everyone together, and I get that, but a lot of the signs this month have messages that pertain very specifically to you. Not you, Aries, but, you know, only to you and not you plus a partner or you plus another one. Not necessarily, not all the signs, but a lot of them. And I think this is a substantial, pivotal moment, and I've been saying those words a lot if you watch your other signs, a pivotal season in a lot of people's lives. And this is the first month of a lot of introduction of new things. Okay, and new directions, new pathways. And I'm not saying it in like a new beginnings kind of way, because I'm not really getting that, but more of an extension of a path that maybe you've already started. And that new path, things are coming to fruition. Things are starting to happen. You may have been thinking about this for months, or you have maybe been working really hard for months. And now an opportunity is sort of opening up and allowing you to step through. It's very exciting. I'm excited for a lot of people. There's a lot of really great messages out there. Not all of them are super positive. There are some challenges. I know there's several eclipses happening, and I know there's a Mercury retrograde in there somewhere. And I think we will feel the stress of that. And I feel like there's a little bit of desperation in your cards, in your story here, and even a sense of like dropping the balls or letting things go or feeling like you've been a disappointment to someone. But ultimately, this is a beautiful spread, right? And I think for a lot of people, that new direction is exciting. Now, this desperation is geared very specifically toward a relationship for you, the way the cards came out, a connection, a soulmate. Are you feeling that desperation of wanting love? If you are, it's okay, okay? I don't think something is going to come to fruition like this month or maybe even in the next coming months, but it doesn't mean it doesn't mean it won't, but let me just get to it. So if you have been through a tempestuous couple months, right, a very intense past few months, high ups, hot down, very low lows, roller coaster emotionally speaking, you are on guard. You are closed off. Whether you're in a relationship or not, it doesn't matter. Sometimes you go through periods where you just don't want to let anyone in. You're focused on you, you're protecting yourself, you're protecting your heart. You're not just going to willy-nilly allow anybody in. And nothing's going to get past you, right? This is a guard. He's guarding his life, he's guarding his livelihood, his honor. You can't just like not just anyone can get through this. This is very specific in terms of who you're going to let through. It's like you have to have the password to get through, right? The key to your heart type of thing, as cheesy as that is. And that's actually, sometimes it's a positive place to be, okay? Now, the card of marriage, you know, Four of Wands in reverse, that for you might not be, you know, in the cards for you anytime soon, whether it's marriage or you know, a significant committed relationship. And here's where it gets to be about you. We have the Empress and the Nine of Pentacles, which I love. Despite your quote unquote desperation, not calling you desperate, but I think that there's a longing for love. There's a longing for that connection. If you've been in a relationship for 20 years, there's a longing for that spark or that sparkle or that initial butterfly type of thing. Maybe you and your partner have just been a little bit off tune, not on the same page, and I think there's a longing to get back on track and to set those goals and to get those things all figured out and all straightened out so you feel at peace, right? And there might be a little bit of instability in your committed relationship. If you aren't seeing anyone, there's probably instability in your life in other areas, whether it's career or finance or social, you know, your social circle, or just in terms of you not accomplishing what it is that you want to accomplish. Now, this is why I love these cards. The colors are sort of tying this together for me, and this as well, but most specifically these two, because there's actually a single person in this. And when there's a single person in a card, it speaks to me that it's just you. You and your stability financially, materialistically, having the home, having the environment that you long for, that you crave, that you feel happiest in. And I think that you are like also desperately sort of lunging at that as well. Now, what's interesting is that I'm kind of sensing that you are maybe ignoring your inner power and looking to outside sources and maybe defining yourself based upon tumultuous environments. And what I mean by that is you have an Empress inside of you, male or female, doesn't matter. An Empress is a creator. She creates life. She creates new souls. When I say new life, I mean a new life for you. Whether you're in a relationship or not, it doesn't matter. We all have our own paths in life, whether we have someone running parallel to us or not. We are the creator of our own wealth and abundance. And whether that means actual wealth, which I kind of feel like it speaks to you in a very materialistic way, in a very tangible way, the car, the house, the shoes, the apartment, you know, whatever it is, it does speak to you in a more tangible, materialistic way. Not calling you materialistic, but you have the power to create that. You have the power to produce it almost out of nothing, right? She grows the garden, she nurtures the garden, she allows and brings things to harvest, okay? She is Venus, she is the goddess of love and abundance, okay? And yet you are somehow desperately like running away from that. And I think that you might be seeking a stability in a relationship in order to help you to calm yourself, in order to help you find that peace and all of that. But ultimately, you have the power of that peace within you on your own. You don't need someone else, okay? It's not a requirement for your happiness or your joy. All right. And the fact that maybe things aren't going perfectly in your life, or that you feel in some way that you might be failing. Now, they're Mercury retrograde, things happen, miscommunications happen, contracts don't go through, like you misinterpret something or you take something the wrong way, things don't arrive in the mail. I mean, there are things beyond your control. And I don't want you to feel the responsibility for the things that are beyond your control. Nasty people in your life, you don't control them, you control you. And you are an empress. You decide who you want to have in your life or not, right? And you don't need that connection with someone in order to keep the balls in the air. You don't need that. The beauty of this this reading, though, I think really comes with this last card, which is the Four of Cups. Okay, now I know I haven't talked about that yet, but the Four of Cups is, I think you are, as you maybe focus more on yourself, as you maybe prioritize things in a different way, prioritize your needs over the needs of someone else, accept the level of instability that you have in your life, and accept it and run with it, own it, fix it, accept responsibility for it. You are ultimately accountable for the instability in your own life. And I think in some way you will have some form of an awakening, hence judgment. And that awakening will truly open your eyes to your own power. This is a very self-empowering reading. And you decide who you let in your life. And while you want that connection, while you want that relationship, during the time where there may be unsurety or instability or something may be off, your time to shift your focus is now, to shift your focus on you and to create the life that you want in your own way. And I feel like you really understand that this month or in the next upcoming months. And once you understand that, you're going to stop waiting for the right offer to come in. You're going to stop waiting for the validation from someone else that you are doing a good job. You are going to find that validation within yourself. You are going to make that stability happen for yourself. And when it's reversed, not only, it's like you don't need these to be handed to you. You are going to stand up and go make your own. You don't need offers to come in. You're going to make your own offers. You're going to do things yourself. It's kind of not the most romantic reading, but it's romantic for yourself. And ultimately that's exciting, because self-empowerment is really what will prepare you for a love to enter into your life, or for you to rekindle a relationship, or to get a relationship back on track. Oftentimes we look to other people or our partners to provide us happiness, when ultimately that lies only in our control, only in ours. They cannot control our happiness, only we can. Death. I love death. Death is something that is so intertwined with time, and time as things evolve. Whatever phase you're in or have been, I feel that you are experiencing and that you are really physically feeling a change. Where a few months ago, you probably would have let anybody in. You probably would have started seeing someone, whoever, doesn't even matter. where a few months ago you would have, listened to your partner, if, say you're in kind of an abusive, emotionally abusive relationship, or even a physically abusive relationship, you would have forgiven him, taken him back, and him or her, and, tried to fix the problems yourself and place that blame of fixing the situation on yourself. No more. No more. You aren't going to accept responsibility for other people's lives. This is about you, and time is the only teacher of that lesson. You are in a position of power in your own life, a position of understanding and clarity of your own abilities, okay, and relying solely upon yourself to make yourself happy. And with this realization comes like a sense of calmness. Now we have twos, right? Two here, and then we have the 2 cups, and I kind of associate this really similar to the twos because of the 2 cups and that idea of balance. But this is like a calmness. It's like tranquility. And it's like, connected with emotional happiness and fulfillment. It's like you can have this only when you have this. You can have this only when you go through this process. And even though you desperately want this, and this is really your focus, if you can tap into this inner power, you as an individual, you will open yourself up to a realm of joy and fulfillment that today you cannot possibly begin to understand. Okay? There's so much promise of positivity here, so much promise of love and joy in your life, but it is dependent upon you and how you live your life from this point forward. Okay? Very powerful reading for you, Aries. Wow. Okay. Good luck. My goodness. It's a lot of pressure. It's easier when things just come to us, right? I think. Okay. Enough joking. General. Let's do your general. Okay. Loving these in reverse. Those bad habits, those bad cycles in your life, and this speaks perfectly to that idea of empowerment, no more. You're not going to allow these things to affect your life anymore. And this peace, I feel as though some of you are, it's like you're going to sit on the couch one day, no TV, no kids, no partner, no nothing, and you're just going to like breathe out, and you're going to be like, wow, my life is peaceful. And you're going to appreciate that moment, and you're going to appreciate what you've been through to a degree that you never thought you would appreciate it, because you will recognize it as being something that makes you better, something that makes you stronger, something that makes you able to handle fucking anything. Okay, I'm sorry for the language. I curse a lot. I'm sorry. But seriously, you can handle anything. Like if you could make it through that, if you could deal with that, and maybe it's a series of things. This is a card of like recurring patterns. So maybe it's like one thing after the next, you know, whether it has to do with a job. I'm not going to relate to this to anything, whether love or job or anything. I'm just going to leave it open and generic. But if you can make it through that, or that series of things, or that repeated pattern, and if you can break that pattern, like, wow. And I think you're going to realize how awesome, the awesomeness of the human spirit, the awesomeness of the human mind, and you will be ready and prepared to take a huge leap in a new direction. Like I said, this season is about new directions. It's not necessarily about new beginnings and like everything is fresh and but like something that you desire, something that you wish, something that you long for, that you dream of. You are going to be able to jump off the cliff and know that everything is going to be okay. Okay? And the responsibilities and the burdens that you've brought on in your life, okay, they're not for nothing. The load that you carry, and I'm going to call this emotional baggage, the emotional baggage that you carry. But wands are a little bit more tangible than that. You know, they're about the things that we do. They're about our jobs and, you know, the dependents. You know, if you are a man, head of household, and your wife doesn't work and you have 3 babies or something, that is your responsibility that you have taken upon yourself to provide for this family. And obviously that's not everybody, it's just one example. However, that you have defined responsibility and duty in your life. And I mean, you can have a new chapter without everything changing in your life. You know, like I don't see people coming in and new job offers and moving and relocating or health issues or good health news or anything like that. I feel like your life is going to relatively stay the same, except you will internally change. All right? There's not a lot of external things. Your responsibilities are going to be the same. Your workload is going to be the same, but I think your attitude will shift, okay? Your attitude towards your work, your attitude towards the things that you do, towards how you make a living or whatever it is, it's not going to feel so daunting anymore. It's not going to be so, I just feel like even though you have a lot in your life and you have a lot on your plate, it's like it's more manageable. Like now all of a sudden it's not as stressful and it's not as like, because you can pick and choose what you want to do now because you have this new sense of empowerment and you are jumping off a cliff and you are controlling your life. You're controlling the people that you allow in your life, the people that can tell you what to do or not to do, and you're not at the mercy of other people. You are going to choose what it is you want. You're going to choose who you're going to work with, the clients that you're going to work with, the places you're going to travel. You're going to do that, and no one is going to dictate that to you. And through that, I'm seeing like 2 aspects of you. I'm seeing materialistically things coming your way in a way that you cannot possibly imagine. And you becoming like more of a master of these things. And almost like one of those like 4-hour work weeks kind of thing. Like you're going to kind of figure out how you can work less and make more in the financial realm. And also in terms of the emotional. And this reading kind of started off really like powerful, like a bang. And this is about your emotional evolvement, your emotional growth. And as a King of Cups, as the keeper of your own heart, you truly will master something within yourself. All right, master your self-esteem. You will master your confidence. You will master your vulnerability and, you know, things like that. So let me pull out more. I don't really know how much more can be said, but let's see what comes out. Okay, I had a feeling. I didn't specifically say that. I was reading this as like both you, but I did have a feeling that this was indicative of someone else. But I didn't say it because I didn't want to make it like a love reading. But I feel like, similar to the 10 of Cups that we pulled out, that this all leads to a path of love, whether a rekindling with your existing partner or someone whom you meet. Although I kind of am sensing this might be someone in your work realm, someone that you know already. Maybe you're already working with them. The Lovers. There's love in your future somewhere, and it only comes through this like period of experimentation, this period of curiosity, and I think that this really is a period of experimentation, and maybe some of you have never lived your life this way, and this is going to be the first time that you really feel self-empowered. Not the first time, but maybe the first time that you actually do something about it, and the first time that you embrace it and apply it. And I think that you know this with the, you know, your mind's eye. Your intuition is heightened. Something is speaking to you. And I think you know you're on the right track. And you might know somewhere deep within who this person actually is, if you don't know them already, if you're not already dating them. Maybe an earth sign, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. Someone that you, I think, can have a lot of fun with, but someone that you probably won't initially acknowledge them as being dateable, or someone that you might not acknowledge as being the ideal partner for you just because of the personality. Because a lot of times with these characters, because of their caution and their guardedness and their sense of duty and responsibility, a lot of times their interest is overlooked. You can't see it, you can't tell, you don't quite understand it. They're very distant. On the surface, they come across as very cold, okay, and indifferent. It's not the case. Here's what I always say when this person comes out. If they call you, they're interested. If they continue to talk to you, they're interested. If they continue to ask you out, they're interested. As obvious as that may seem, because of their demeanor and the way they interact with you, it can be very confusing. Okay. So I'm just putting that out there because sometimes this connection, I feel like this is a connection that needs to grow or needs to be harnessed or acknowledged, not like a boom, burst of lightning, I'm in love, everything is amazing type of chemistry. I don't see it being like that. I see it as being something that you need to acknowledge before it can blossom. Okay? So I'm going to leave you with that. That was a really, really positive reading for you, Aries. I'm super excited for you. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next month. Bye.